Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself world. I got a big package in the mail today from Vevor. Really big box. Gotta figure out which way it opens up. Now this is a big chicken coop. This is going to be a job putting this together. It's going to go right here where I'm at. That's probably the roof. So we got some bantams, some little chickens, and they're going to be in a new home. Chicken coop. That is going to be amazing for our chickens. Look at that. Trying to block the sun here. Oh, awkward. Look at that. That's going to be awesome for our little birds. It's well, it says 2 meters high. It's roughly 10 feet wide, 7 feet deep, and 7 feet tall. See, in this little box we got a whole mess of zip ties, and we got some mounting hardware, a wrench, door latches. There's a door in this, by the way. Looks like some baling wire and some end pieces, and that's probably for the roof. And I don't know what these are for. All right, we'll get back to this. So, I'm going to assemble this on video. A 2A, and a C, and a 2B. I need 2 of these. Then I need a 1 and a G. And a 1. And then 4 corners. I gotta reposition myself. Well, there's the base. It's decent sized chicken run. For the bantams, this is going to be awesome. Next is 4 3s. We're starting the sidewalls. I have to assemble a couple more of these. A 2A, a 2B, and a 2C. And I've got 4 Ds, the corners. One thing I should note, there is a direction for these, and that becomes very apparent when you put the tops on. So far this has been incredibly simple alone. I need another 2A, 2B, and 2C. There's the frame. Very, very easy. Now I got the door frame laid out here, and that's a little bit more complicated, so I'm just going to be piecing this together. Everything's really clear on here, really clearly labeled. And there's only 1D1, 1D2, 1D3, 1D4, 2D5, 2D6, 2D7s, and 4D8s. So it's going to be pretty simple. The 4D8s are right there in the middle. I see the door frame, the 2D7s. There's a D1 and a D2, a D3 and a D4 is the outer door frame. And then we got 2D5s and 2D6s. So it's pretty simple. So alright, there's the outer door frame here. It's got the hinges and it's got 2 locks actually to keep it from flopping open. Now there's the 2 door frames. There's 2 doors, a top and a bottom, which is really great. And they said the convenience is so you can open the top door, toss in some food for the birds and not risk losing any. Now I've got the door hinges next. Make sure that it's at the right side up. Now when you shut the door, this is going to slide through and it's going to lock itself with gravity. Alright, let's check the doors. Now over here there's zip ties. Now you can overlap this depending on your situation and where you live. We have predators, and if you're going to be doing this and not have anything else, I would overlap this about 8 inches to a foot on the ground in all directions. We're going to use separate chicken wire for that later. So for right now I'm coming straight flush to the ground, and I'm going to come through with zip ties. And then, as I said, I'm going to come back through and do this, the bottom section, to reinforce it to keep the animals safe from predators. Now I'm just going to get it up here first and put a couple zip ties. Now again, line up your edge. Bring it sort of tight. I'm going to trim this off in the middle of where the wire's twisted. Right in the middle of a twisted pair of wires. You'll see when you get it there. I'm using tin snips. You might be able to use scissors, an old pair you don't care about anymore. Tin snips are easier. Wire cutters will work. This is plastic coated chicken wire. There's an easier way to put this up. I often do things the hard way first, but I wanted to share with you. You can put the roll at the base of the wall, and grab one end, especially if you're alone, and just start pulling. The problem is it might snag on the pins when you're doing this, so you'll have to work it a few times. The little tabs that hold the pipes together might snag on it. I'm not sure if it's really easier or not if you're alone, but it can be done, especially because this stuff is heavy. Now the next step, we're going to close in the back. I'm only going to do a couple video clips for this whole process. You want to line this up with the side edge. And go as high as it goes here. Try to line this up. Now you go along and trim off the excess. I'm going to leave a little overlap, and then I'm going to tuck the wires down and under so that there's nothing to snag my roof. I'm cutting along the top edges of wires so I have something to push down under. I'm going to fold these edges down and under. It's going to do two things. It's going to give me extra reinforcement. It's also going to put those edges out from away from the roof so that it can't ever poke anything. Now, here on the door frame, I'm going to zip tie the wire to the frame. Okay, as I have been all the way around, I'm going to zip tie all the way around first. And then I'm going to lace up the joints before I go cutting anything. But we'll have to cut around the door. Now for this next section, there's this roll of PVC coated wire. And you're supposed to weave this in throughout here. And it's going to be interesting. I think what I'm going to do is weave it in and out straight up and down fashion and then pull it tight at the top. Alright, I've got a technique down. If you string it out a little bit longer than you need, you can wrap this and sew it just like a sewing thread, but it will tangle and bend on you, so you got to keep it tense and tight. Keep tension on it, keep it tight all the time. And stitch that up like sewing needle and thread. And it is doing the job. It's working. You may see I've tied a lot of zip ties on here around the door because that's where there's going to be a lot of stress. One thing I want to note, I made a change on here. I didn't mention it on the video, but I put my fencing upright in 3 rows. It will fit, and according to the instructions, you would put it horizontal in 2 rows. If you want to have it overlap on the ground a couple feet out, you would want it vertical like I did. If you don't care, then you can put it horizontal, but I would strongly advise an overlap on the ground. We have some stronger chicken wire mesh, heavier gauge that we're going to put down to prevent animals from burying under. Very, very important. So right now I've got some tin snips, and I'm going to cut my way through this door frame. I'm going to cut close to the door. Let me see. Now I'm going to cut close to the door, and I'm going to bend the edges of the other side up. And I've got to cut all the way around. It's going to be a lot of cutting, so I'm just going to demonstrate a couple cuts here. Come across. Cut a little round hole here for the door latch so I can reach around from the inside. Don't forget, if you go inside and shut this door on yourself and you don't have an opening to reach through, you're done. You're going to need help to get out. So I've got the door frames cut out, and now I can go in and close the door behind me, which is important because if you got chickens in there and you're working in here, you don't want to let them out. Now I can reach in and unlatch the doors and let myself out. So don't forget your door. There's enough wire that I am stitching the corners together, the ends I should say. There's plenty of wire to go ahead and stitch all the ends. And I've mastered the technique of stitching with wire. So I cut a length per section. I'll do one section at a time. And I'll straighten it out. Got to straighten it out well. Get that under there, and then don't let it tangle on itself. And thread it just like you would be sewing. And it's working out very well. You just got to keep that from being kinked. And that'll make this extra strong. I was hoping there was enough, because the zip ties alone I don't trust against a raccoon. But wire is good. The next step is to get the top on. Figure out which way this goes. Looks like that'll be the width. Let's see if I can do this in the wind. It's a heavy tarp. It's really heavy. It's not flopping like I expected it would. Very good. Put it through here. Put it around your frame. Come around and out. And pop over that. I gotta pull it tight on the other end and work our way across. Once I put tension on the other side, that'll pull tight. And I'll get all them on. There is our Vevor chicken coop. All done. It provides shade. They'll have shelter from the rain, shade from the sun. I like it. Security from predators. Now I'm going to shove that over here and get it in place. But there's only one thing missing now. Chickens. So I'm going to get this moved and we'll get some birds in here. Well, there they are. Chicken mansion for 3 bantams that we have. But I'll show you a sneak peek of things to come. And the next video, we're going to build a nice home in here for them and a playground and some roosts for them to hang out in. That'll be another video. These 6 pegs meant to tie the chicken coop down to the ground, but unless you're sitting there in a calm sunny day, these are going to be useless for real world use. I'm going to use different anchors, which I'll show you in a future video. Here is the next generation of bantams going to go in there. They're just a few days old, and can't wait to get them outside. Right now I've got to keep them in till they get a little bit bigger, and then they're going to go in the chicken coop. Well, there you go, guys. There's the Vevor chicken coop, all set up and ready to go, and birds inside. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't, check the links down below and get yourself one. It seems pretty good to me. It went up incredibly easy, and it does seem quite durable. Time will tell.